The backyard golf course survived its first winter, and this spring we overseeded the Kentucky Bluegrass Fairway to get the place ready for golf season.
Another really nice day, summer-like, and that is the issue when you get that seed and that fertilizer down. You want to keep it moist all the time. Thankfully, I went through the work last year. It was painful. It was a ton of work last year. We ran all that piping last year, 2,600 feet. I've got 43 rotors out there, a ton of work, but the nice part is now I'm laughing. I've got the heat, which I need to germinate, and now I just touch my phone and I can turn on these zones just like that. So nice. We've got coverage everywhere and I can just rotate them through briefly. You don't want to soak the place, but you do want to keep it moist and damp for the next 5, 6, 7 days. There's no rain coming for the next 3, so I will be on the sprinklers here working with this seed. And here we are at the house in the backyard that overlooks the golf course, and this is that mono stand that I did. The only grass seed that I put down here is Everest Kentucky Bluegrass. It's coming in, it's a little bit patchy, and I made a huge mistake last fall. I used all of my Everest up out there, and then I realized I should have kept a couple pounds here for touch-ups and overseeding. So now that I have that new bag, I'm going to give this a little bit of an overseed. I want to really push it, and we'll see if we can tell the difference. I've never had a mono stand before. I have 3 different cultivars of bluegrass in the front yard. Will this actually look better, or are mono stands kind of overrated? We'll find out. I'm interested to see what this looks like real mowed at 1/2 inch here in a couple months. I've dragged the greens mower out. It's such a nice day, and the greens are looking so good. That fertilizer's kicked in, those warm temperatures have kicked in, and that bentgrass has really bounced back. It was less than a week ago that it did not look good with all those brown patches all over it. So the fungicides worked, everything's looking good. I want to give these things a mow and see if they really jump out. That's looking better now, a quick double cut. The more often I mow that is going to push that lateral growth. I really want to get this green to spread out, so I have to force myself to keep mowing these greens. We'll get some water on them now, and then I'm going to go down and we'll mow that other bigger green and see how that looks. Picking up kids left behind golf clubs, I'm sure that's going to be a big part of my life in the future. This was just a single cut, but it looks pretty good. Like I said, I just really want to push this now. It's time to grow it in. I can still see the tracks from the Sand Pro that I used to make these greens. Now that we've got that disease under control, I'm going to kind of drop the hammer, try to grow these in and get them looking real good here soon. I love those sprinklers. It has been a couple days since I seeded and fertilized this entire place, and I'm actually going to squeeze in the first mow ever here, but I don't want to lead you on. I almost didn't bring the camera out for this because it's not going to be very fun. I do have some longer grass now, and I'm going to reel mow it short. However, I really want to press that seed into the ground. We have rain coming, as you can see, and I don't want to experience any washouts, so my reel mower is very heavy and it has nice long rollers on it, so I think I can drive that seed into the soil. That's mostly why I'm doing it. We do have some grass that's going to get mowed today, but I'm very thin here. It's not going to be a pretty mow. I'm kind of looking forward to this, but also kind of not. I have a lot of issue with this soil right now. I have a lot of rock. You can see the small rock around here, and that stone showed up in my topsoil. If you remember last year, I saved thousands of dollars by bringing the topsoil directly from the field. This was not screened in any way. This was not mixed at all. This soil just got torn off a field, loaded in a dump truck, and dumped here. I'm probably going to have to get off the mower often and pick rocks, so it's not going to be a theatrical masterpiece. I'll show you some of it, and I also have a lot of this growing. This is just like pasture grass, because remember, that soil got ripped right out of that field and brought here, so this stuff is not going to reel mow at all. It's not going to be a pretty mow, but I really just want to press that seed into the soil so that I don't lose any in a rainstorm. I'll be using the Toro 3100 triplex reel mower. I love this mower. It's an old one, but it runs really well. The reels are set to 3/4 of an inch, so I really have to watch some stones. Anything up above that is going to get into my reel. I do not want to wreck my reels. And the main reason I'm doing this is to get these rollers to drive that seed into the soil. These reels, believe it or not, are 150 pounds. They are so heavy, so they're gonna sit nice on that damp soil and push that seed in. Those heavy rollers will lay down that grass, and that's where you see the stripe pattern on these commercial mowers. But I'm not going to be doing any fancy straight line stripes here. I'm just going to be traveling all over this place, mowing. I'm not going to do 3-point turns trying to line up the perfect stripes here. That is for later in the summer. We'll do something like that, but I just want to really get this all knocked down. I got a lot of weeds here, you can see too. Got a lot of weed growth. I want to take the top off of that, just get this cleaned up and get everything pressed down. That actually went better than I thought. Not sure why I thought that was going to go poorly, but I didn't hit too many rocks. The machine's so heavy, it mostly drove the rocks into the soil. So I have some rock picking to do for sure here, but only hit the blades maybe a couple times, not too bad. That wet topsoil rolled up on my roller, so we were actually cutting probably higher than 3/4 of an inch. I'm glad I set the camera up because that does look pretty good. This should be the worst mow I ever do here as this young turf starts to grow. Hopefully with that top growth removed now, it sends a signal to the grass to spread out, get that lateral growth growing to the side. We'll start filling in these patches with the irrigation, with the fertilizer, and just with time. It's going to take some time here, but that looks pretty good. And back to this Kentucky Bluegrass monostand back here, I actually changed directions on the overseeding and I pre-germinated the grass seed. I'm going to do a video on this, standalone video. Basically, this seed has been in the water for almost 10 days now, so there should be a root poking through this seed very soon, and then I'm going to show you how to apply that. And what that really does is shorten the germination time for this seed. I love Kentucky Bluegrass, but it takes so long to germinate. I have to keep all of this area at optimal conditions for 10 days, whereas in the pail, all I have to deal with is the seed right there. I get a lot of water pushing through here, and I have some soil damage there from those hard rains, so it's very difficult for me to keep that seed down here perfectly, so I'd much rather pre-germinate, run my luck with that. So we will see how that pre-germination goes, see how quickly that grass pops up. And then up next, these greens have come a long way in a short amount of time here. They are looking good, and I'm going to keep pushing them. A little bit of fertilizer. I'm going to lower the height of cut. And finally, we are going to cut 2 holes in these golf greens and see what they look like with flags out there. We're almost there.